In the Emmy race for Best Comedy Series, we've been seeing repeat winners over and over and over again. We've seen Veep win for the last 2 years. Can it do it again? Pete Hammond of Deadline Hollywood thinks maybe. Yeah. So do I. Tom O'Neill of Gold Derby. Pete, we've got Veep coming back for its third in a row, but we have Atlanta that has been on FX Network that has been cleaning up in these precursors. Yeah. I didn't think it could win the Globe, and it won the Globe.
It won the Globe.
I keep getting surprised by it everywhere.
Well, the Globes like to pick the new kid on the block.
That's true.
So it's not too surprising that they would pick a series that most people watching the Globes have never heard of, much less seen. They do this repeatedly.
But at the Guilds, Atlanta's done very well at the Guilds.
It's done very well. Donald Glover done very well. It's a very good show. I actually have seen it, and I like.
It's an Academy vote.
There's so many things here.
Critical
I thought it was very good. I don't know, for whatever reason, that it's going to connect with the Emmy voters as much as it has in the other thing. It'll be interesting to see. He's certainly talented, Donald Glover, and he's got goodwill in the industry. So we'll see. Yeah. You know, but I definitely have it as a nominee right now. So you know,
I think 3 other shows could actually win here, and they're all on your list of nominees. Blackish, I think he finally got in for the first time last year.
It's such a funny show.
It's great, and it's got it's like the modern family in a way. Yeah. Transparent, I could actually see finally winning. There's often, just like Veep took a few years before it finally won, I think Transparent could be on
But Transparent's still got the problem of being maybe in the wrong category here. It can work as a drama too. And I think when people are looking at comedy series, this has been the problem for Transparent. It doesn't register.
Good point. You've talked me out of it. And Silicon Valley. I think Silicon Valley could actually finally win.
That's one that has, the reason I will never take that off is watch, it increases each year. It gets more nominations.
Yes, that's a good point.
More people are discovering it. It's on
and that's what happened to Veep. If you look at it, it's incremental climb each year. It was another 2 nominations every single year. And
it's building as it builds.
You're good at this prediction stuff,
Thank you
Pete.
so much. Because you see, there are so many more voters now.
I know.
And so this
tell
is
us how many voters there are.
Well, there are 24,000 Television Academy members, I'm told, by Hama Washington, who's our new chairman, Screech, he's known too as. And 21,500, he says, are actual voters. And that's a huge increase. When I was on the board, we were just knocking on 20,000 members, and the 18-something were voting. So we have many more now, and that's why they need to discover these shows, and that's why a show that builds as it goes along is something to look for.
Modern Family will probably get back in. You've got it. It's like an automatic nominee.
It is, and that's hard for me because I have this theory that I've been throwing at you on other things we've been talking about here, that it's enough is enough. But that seems to be a show that's maintained its level of quality and is something
cannot be denied,
that the majority has seen.
And then Master of None. I don't have Master of None on my list. I had to. There are 7 nominees here.
Such a good show.
It's a smart show, and it was nominated last year. He was, of course. It won, I believe, for writing last year.
It did win. Yeah.
And so it's certainly in there. But I don't know. There's just all these other things here. Pete, you don't have on your list Kimmy Schmidt, which was nominated last year, and it's better than ever. What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
Where do I start?
I've said this before. I don't quite get the Kimmy Schmidt thing. You know, I think it's good. Tina Fey, of course, you know, producing it. I think the show's good, but I don't get this Emmy love for it. I think it's a good show, but I don't.
And you know, let's mention that the Emmy love was right out of the box. That thing had just debuted like 30, 60 days before voting.
Go figure.
And then
I'm sure I'm wrong. I'm sure I'm wrong.
Yeah, but it's hard to see what you would have to bump off.
What do I get rid of?
I know it's hard. Let's talk about the pattern in this category. The last 2 years it was Veep. The previous 5 years it was Modern Family. The previous 3 years it was 30 Rock. We have seen
very
repeat, and these kind of
that's why Veep is in there.
But the voting changed last year. The voting process changed.
It's still
well, it's still won last year under the new voting. That's true.
Yeah.
But suddenly Blackish is knocking on the door. I think in a more serious way. Silicon Valley is. Atlanta's the cool new kid on the block. And
I think Veep, I think the tenor of the times, what we're going through, Veep still addresses that in a way.
It's my number one pick, but I don't think it's an automatic winner.
No. It's not an automatic winner, but it's still a show that is consistently funny. Whatever it was doing right, it's still doing right. It hasn't fallen off. It hasn't, what do they say, jumped the shark. It has not done that. And Julia Louis-Dreyfus, as sick as we may be of her winning, you know.
We'll talk about that
Can't
next.
deny that comic portrayal.
In the meantime, and it's up to you to tell us what show you think will get the last laugh for Best Comedy Series.